Cheers. Good morning, everyone. We have two slates here to break down today. First one is at 4 o'clock Eastern time. My name's Tim Williams. What we're doing here is breaking down these MLB slates over on DraftKings. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What we do is just going through one by one. We're going to look at some of the top plays for each team. Maybe if there's a potential fade situation, who we should look at pitching, et cetera, et cetera. If that sounds good to you, you like free, quick, short videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. First game to talk about here, we have the Orioles taking on the Nationals. Nationals favorited here, 9.5 over under. Zimmermann taking on Lester. I have no interest in Zimmermann here. He's just not a good pitcher. And then on the other side here, Lester 7.2K, little too pricey. He's been kind of getting some good luck. I know the matchup is pretty decent. The Orioles don't strike out as much as you think they would. Lester, 15% strikeout rate here. Walk rate's a little bit too high for me. I just think he's an old bag of bones at this point. I don't think he's going to get you that 20, 30 fantasy point ceiling that you're looking for here at that price. Orioles hitters for sure in play. I don't mind Hayes, Santander, Mancini, Severino. Those guys can hit lefties pretty well. I just don't know. One of these slates, Lester's just going to blow up, right? Could be today. I don't know if I'm going to get to a full stack on the Orioles side, but I definitely have interest. And then on the other side, I think a lot of people, I think there's going to be some consensus where the Nationals will be somewhat popular today. Zimmermann really isn't that good of a pitcher. Major high over under here. Turner, Soto for sure in play at the top. And then Castro, Bell. There's always these little ways to get, hitting, stackable hitting for the Nationals. I think I'm going to just kind of fade them perhaps. If I'm doing like a single entry lineup. I mean, yes, Nationals fourth in average, eighth in on base percentage. The power really hasn't been there. And in order for them to go off, they're just going to have to turn over that lineup over and over. They don't strike out a ton. Should be a nice matchup on both sides. Next, you have the Astros, Rangers, 9 over under here. Astros favored it on the road. McCullers taking on Lyles. McCullers, one of the top pitchers on the slate. By far, 9.5K is a decent price tag. The strikeouts are there. They're not as high as they were in the past. 28% strikeout rate. Walk rate's a little high, 12%. He is getting 56.4% ground balls, and he is limiting fly balls to 28%, which is a great sign, making him one of the best pitchers on this slate. And then Lyles on the other side, 5.3K. Not a good overall pitcher here. Really tough matchup going against the Astros. He does have a 42% fly ball rate, so he's giving up a ton of fly balls, 45% hard contact. So he's a type of pitcher you're going to want to attack. Astros first in average, third in on-base percentage, 15th overall in home runs. They are dead last in the league in strikeouts, which is great. So pretty much everyone is in play in this lineup, very stackable. I think they'll be popular, sure, but Alvarez, 5.7K, very reasonable. That guy can get you 2 home runs. Altuve, Bregman, really pricey. They're going to need a hit to pay that one off. Tucker, really love for value. Brantley, 5K is fine. And then on the other side for the Rangers, it's going to be tough for me to get to them. Gallo, Lowe, Calhoun, they're the 3 guys I'm definitely interested in. The price is fine, right? Gallo, 3.4K, Lowe, 3.4, Calhoun, 2.9. The reason why I like those guys is obviously they all have major power upside here. And I get it. McCullers has been pretty good limiting fly balls, but Gallo's walk rate versus right-handed pitching, 17%. That looks really good. McCullers can walk guys. Lau, 15.5% walk rate versus righties. And then Calhoun, he just doesn't strike out that much. So those are the main reasons why I like those 3. Next, we have the Pirates Braves, 9.5 over under. Braves completely smashed last night. I didn't think they'd get there. They blew up for like 20 runs. Keller versus Wilson here. It's going to be really hard to get to Keller now that this Braves lineup might be kind of has risen. Keller, 22% strikeout rate, not bad. 49.5% hard hit rate, not good. Okay job at limiting fly balls to 34%, but that's kind of on the brink. I don't like Keller. He has the stuff, but this is just a really tough matchup here. And then Wilson on the other side, he just kind of sucks. So I definitely have some interest in the Pirates just to kind of get different. We got to save money somewhere. Polanco, Frazier, Reynolds, Stallings are the only 4 I would even consider on the Pirates. I definitely like them as like some sort of mini stack here. And then on the other side for the Braves, Acuna, Freeman, Ozuna, usual suspects here, even Albies. But I got to get some savings somewhere. So Riley, Swanson in play for sure. I guarantee that they will be very chalky though. So keep it in mind if you have ownership projections or anything like that. But they're all in a solid spot here. And the Pirates bullpen is just not very good. Next, we have the Brewers versus the Reds, 9 over under here. You have Anderson taking on Gray. So Anderson, 7.5K. I'm not going to get there. 13% strikeout rate this year is terrible. He has been good, somewhat good at getting ground balls, limiting fly balls. He's been really bad against left-handed batters. And then Gray on the other side, 10.4K. Yeah, he's one of the better pitchers in one of the best matchups on the slate. 28.7% strikeout rate, and he does walk a lot of guys, a little bit over 10% walk rate. There's times where he looks good. There's times where he gives up a lot of hits, gets into trouble here. This could be one of those situations. If he was 9.4K, I'd be all in. 10.4 might be a little too pricey. So I got to fade somewhere, some pitcher here, right? It's not the biggest slate in the world. So you have to find leverage or pivot somewhere else. I might just kind of go to McCullers because of the strikeout upside. And again, Gray can shove today too. Brewers really haven't been that good. 28th overall in average, 25th in on base percentage, 7th overall in strikeouts. So, Gray certainly in play. Brewers hitters that I don't mind. Yelich, 4.8K, way too cheap. Kane, too cheap. Narvaez at your catcher spot. He always has that home run upside. And then on the other side, Reds. This is a nice pivot from the Braves. I think the Braves are going to get a lot of ownership. So Reds against Anderson, I really like. Winker, left-handed batter, really love this matchup for him at 5.3K. He went off yesterday. Castellanos, 5.6K. He's only hitting into 20% ground balls versus righties, so that plays well against Anderson. Suarez, 5.3K, pricey. His average sucks, but 2 home runs versus Anderson in the past. Naquin, if he cracks the lineup, I think is a good value play. Next, we have the Mets Marlins. No over-under yet this morning. No favorite either. You have Yamamoto starting for the Mets against Lopez. Lopez, 9K, kind of pricey, 22.7. That's supposed to say percent strikeout rate here, which is decent, right? The price is kind of expensive. The matchup is okay. When you look at the Mets, 29th overall in strikeouts, so they're not striking out a lot. They're not hitting for home runs. A lot of their starters are hurt. So those 4 numbers right there are kind of inaccurate with whatever they're going to put out today. Their lineup sucks. I really love Lopez in this spot. I have zero interest in any Mets batters. When you have, Cameron Maybin hitting third for you, who you just signed like 5 days ago, you're in trouble. So, and then on the other side, the Marlins, yes, they do strike out a lot. Yamamoto is a terrible pitcher. He gives up a lot of fly balls. Jazz Chisholm, one of the best young stars in the game, 4.4K. Love him there. Aguilar, Duvall, all have home run upside. Aguilar has been struggling a little bit. So you're kind of getting him at a little bit of a discount. I don't think these guys are going to be highly owned. Those 3 in particular have the highest, hardest hit rate against pitchers. So I like those 3. And then Twins, Indians next here, 8 over under. Indians favorited here at home. Kenta Maeda taking on Bieber. This is the guy I want to spend up for, Shane Bieber. We'll talk about Maeda first. He really has not been good. I don't think I'm going to pay 8.3K against him. The Indians just don't strike out enough. The Indians are 26th overall in strikeouts. Maeda, 31.5% fly ball rate, so he is somewhat limiting fly balls. And then on the other side, Bieber, 11.2K. Love that price. You can jam in some Pirates or Orioles and get a little bit different and pay up for some of these aces. 36.4% strikeout rate here. That is just way too damn good. He's limiting fly balls 33% of the time. That being said, both pitchers limiting fly balls somewhat, low over under total. I'm not going to probably get to any hitters here. Definitely not going to get to any hitters on the Twins today, but on the Indian side, I could see why you would play Ramirez, 5.5K. Reyes, I can see it, 4.4K. He has home run upside. He does have 3 home runs versus Maeda. And then Cesar Hernandez leading off, 4K. I didn't have too much interest in the past, but 2 home runs off Maeda. He's hitting 308 against him. He's taking his walks. The Indians are just hard to get to because they're so bad average-wise on base percentage. They don't strike out. But I think those 3 are somewhat interesting today. And then last but not least, you have the Royals taking on the Tigers, 8.5 over under. Royals are favorited here. You have Singer taking on Boyd. This is kind of an interesting matchup here. Singer, 6.6K. You got to find a pitcher, right, to get some savings. So maybe you pay up for an ace and you get Singer here at a discount. Let's talk about it. 23.5% strikeout rate, fair. 8.8% walk rate. Don't love to see that, but he's a young pitcher. He's limiting fly balls to 27% of the time. He's getting ground balls 49.5% of the time. That is amazing. He's facing a Tigers team who is third overall in strikeouts. They just are so not good. I know the Tigers have some history against him. Tigers have gotten to him in the past, but I give the upper hand to Singer in this one. And then on the other side, Boyd, 7.7K. I'm not going to get there because the strikeouts haven't been there. 19% strikeout rate isn't going to do it against a Royals team who is one of the dead last teams in strikeouts overall. So I'm not going to get to Boyd. He has been very good against left-handed batters, so I'm more interested in the righties here. Merrifield, Santana's a switch hitter. Perez, Soler all have power upside. Merrifield could steal bases. Royals definitely in play here today. And then on the other side, Tigers, if you're going to get there to get a little bit different, left-handed batters, Grossman, but am I really going to want to pay $4K for Robbie Grossman? Mazzara, I don't mind 2.8K and just hope he hits a bomb. That's not a ton of salary. And then Baddoo, somewhat interesting. He started out the gate this year, hitting home runs, just looked super fun. He does struggle a little bit. He is a rookie. 3.6K might be too pricey, but if you have the salary, I think it's okay. Singer might be somewhat popular today, so you're going to have to find some leverage somewhere. Again, this is just a first look. A lot of data going into this, so I really appreciate you watching. Best of luck today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns. I don't know if I'm going to get to the main contest at 7:00 today, but I definitely have this early one here. So like this video, comment below. I definitely want to talk with you guys, talk baseball. So I appreciate it. Best of luck today. Peace.